In case if you have failed to notice, India is in the middle of a renaissance period at the moment. After 1,000 years long exile akin to a cultural coma, Vedic philosophy, Vedic sciences are being exhumed from an inexplicable civilization burial. An open invitation is written on the wind for every Indian to participate in it from their own standings. No matter what spiritual orientation or religious path you follow, no matter what ethnic forebearings you have, if your ancestors were born in India, you are offsprings of Vedic civilization by default. However, like every revolution in the history, Indian Renaissance is infested by villains like these. Such saffron-clad, chest-thumping, self-proclaimed flag-bearers of Hindutva neither have any intention nor the intellect to understand unfathomable words written in the Vedic scriptures. This short video is an attempt to educate people about Vedic traditions and Sanatan Dharma, which is wrongly known by a term Hinduism given to us by Persians. India was not always known as India and Hindustan. These are the terms coined by Europeans and Persians respectively. The name India has been derived from Indus River, which is mentioned in ancient Vedic scriptures as Sindhu Nadi. The term India has been in use in ancient Greece since 5th century before Common Era. It reappeared in Old English as early as 9th century and re-emerged in Modern English in 17th century. Similarly, the term Hindustan was used for the first time in 13th century by a Persian chronicler known as Minhaji Siraj. Originally known as Jambudweep, India has always been a hub of education and inspiration for the whole world since time immemorial. The map of Jambudweep shown in this video has been illustrated in a sacred Vedic scripture known as Vishnu Puran, written in 4th century BCE. While rest of the humanity around the globe was still living in Stone Age, India was already a vibrant and highly evolved civilization known as Vedic that was busy researching on multiple topics and compiling the most sophisticated theses human race has ever laid their eyes on till today. Academic and intellectual prosperity of Vedic civilization is so vast that it's impossible to speak about it in such a short video comprehensively. Even though British and Muslim invaders made it a point to destroy Vedic universities and libraries in them, remaining literature is large enough to keep one occupied for half a century to grasp the hidden knowledge in them properly. All these books have been written in a language called Sanskritam, which was the official language of Vedic civilization. This language is so scientific and precise that even in 21st century, it's being used to write binary codes for artificial intelligence. Here is some of the genius work of Vedic giants whole world is capitalizing on secretly. Linguistics, probability, histrionics, astrology, astronomy, human sexual behavior, mind and body science, surgery, art and craft, structural engineering, music, planetary movement, economics, neurological programming, chemistry, medicines, architecture, mathematics, philosophy, and mind-boggling 108 commentaries on it. Jambudweep had built massive universities to teach these subjects and welcomed students from all over the globe indiscriminately. These gigantic Vedic universities were not only an architectural marvel in themselves, they were an unparalleled source of knowledge and education for the whole world. Unfortunately, all of them were burnt down by East India Company and Muslim invaders of Central Asia. Out of all the Muslim invaders, Bakhtiyar Khilji gets special mention. Khilji alone was responsible for burning down majority of Vedic universities one by one. In a cowardly attack on Nalanda University in 1193 CE, Bakhtiyar Khilji burnt 9 million books along with thousands of Vedic scholars, and thousands were beheaded mercilessly. The library in Nalanda was so humongous that it kept smoldering for 3 months at a stretch. After a brief introduction of academic achievements of Vedic scholars, let's find out what exactly term Sanatan Dharma means. Sanatan and Dharm both are Sanskrit words. Sanatan means continuum and Dharma means quality or property. Both of them put together literally means a quality or property that never ceases to exist. Let me give you some explicit examples. The property of sun is to shine and to sustain life on planet Earth, and it will never cease to exist. Therefore, this life-giving property of sun becomes its Sanatan Dharma. Similarly, being wet and taking the shape of its container are the properties of water. It keeps the planet and its habitant hydrated and harbors myriad life form within itself. This property of water will never cease to exist and becomes Sanatan Dharma of water. According to Patanjali Yoga Sutra, every human being is born with its own peculiar characteristic elements known as gunas. Sage Patanjali classified these elements or gunas into 3 shades. Rajas means bright, Tamas means dark, and Sattva means truthful. Expounding it further, it's the combination or the dominance of a particular guna or element that decides if you are born as Brahman, Shudra, Vaishya or Kshatriya. Being born in a Brahman family or a Kshatriya family simply doesn't make you a Brahman or a Kshatriya. It's your propensity to behave in a certain manner that will decide which dharm you will belong to. This brilliant research carried out by Vedic scholars to determine personality traits was used against us as divide and rule policy by foreign invaders like Mughals, Britishers, Portuguese and French. Over the span of 1,000 years, incessant invasions of Central Asian Muslims and European countries, by and by we forgot our own cultural values and incorporated a cunning ploy manufactured by foreign invaders in our own lives and mistook it as indigenous cultural inheritance. Unfortunately, even after independence, national heroes like Bhimrao Ambedkar gave further impetus to this wrong notion that Sanatan Dharma endorses caste and creed division. Instead of studying Vedic philosophies and educating already misled general mass, he preposterously suggested to burn Vedic scriptures. Consequently, the phenomenal study of human psyche done by Vedic scholars was tagged as cultural folly and got buried under the tonnage of social stigma and continues to do so till today. The proof that there was no caste and class division in Vedic civilization lies in the fact that one of the most respected sage of Sanatan Dharma, known as Vedas, who compiled all the Vedas, was not from the Brahman family. Lord Krishna tells Arjun during Gita Gyan on the battlefield, Brahman Kshatriya Visham Shudranam Chaparantap Karmani Pravibhaktani Swabhava Prabhaver Gune. It simply means that the guideline to call somebody Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya or Shudra is his own personality traits and his own nature. As a matter of fact, Bhagavad Gita is the condensed form of all the Vedas and Vedic philosophies written in the simplest possible language. Due to its sheer depth, size and multitudinous in point of views, Vedic philosophy in its purest form is the study material of unbelievably high standards from academic perspective. Some of the pioneers around the world in different fields, right from Fibonacci to Carl Jung, Ken Wilber to Joe Dispenza, and thousands of other Westerners have made their names learning the content written in them. As a preliminary introduction, we will see what's written in one of the most famous book of Vedic literature known as the Upanishad. Till 6,000 years before Christ, Vedas were being taught teachers to disciple orally. It was Maharshi Vedvyas who compiled them into volumes. It's a clear indication that Vedas were written millions and millions years before they got a physical form. The Upanishad tells us we are not our mind. Our mind functions when eternal consciousness residing within us shines upon it. Upanishad calls it Brahman, which also is the name used for God throughout the Vedic text. It would be imperative to make a note here that Taittiriya Upanishad does not see God in corporal form. Upanishad says whatever we can see, touch, feel, smell and taste in this universe is experienced in our consciousness. Existence without consciousness is an impossibility. In fact, our mind goes out through our eyes and takes the shapes and forms of objects, which also can be explained in today's modern world through ontological mathematics as frequencies. Since the power to experience life through consciousness lies within us, Upanishad concludes it in one line, Aham Brahmasmi, I am the creator. This metaphysical approach to existence taught in Taittiriya Upanishad is known as Advaitvad or non-dualism. Now you must be wondering, if there is no concept of corporeal gods in Vedas, then who are these idols that we keep worshipping all over India? Well, that's an entirely different ball game of neurological programming known as Tantra, discovered by ancient Vedic scholars. Hi everyone, my name is Nanu and I thank you all for watching this video till the end. I intend to make detailed videos on these two topics separately. If you want to know more about Tantra and Advaitvad or non-dualism, kindly like and subscribe my channel and share it with like-minded people. Don't forget to press the bell icon so that you can get the notification as soon as I upload my research-based, authentic content specially made for you.